Hey there, hi there, ho there. We are as happy as can be. Eddie, Bob,
What's up?
Julio. Another week of 3-ball walk. A lot of walking, but not because of 3 balls or 4 balls, but because people are getting drilled.
Drilled, yeah. Who got drilled?
Like everyone on the Orioles and on the Red Sox.
Yeah.
And then last night was probably the
77-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch,
with Bogarts, yeah.
and you get tossed?
And he got tossed.
That's ridiculous.
In the second inning, which means you had to have 7 innings of bullpen, which now messes you up for
3 days?
Yeah, 3 or 4 days because of having to go to the bullpen. So,
well, how can there not be a warning issued? Is that just
warnings have been issued. I think what it is you have to have the common sense to realize
That's a curveball that got away. I mean, you know, it's not like you hit him with a
sailed
fastball.
through 97 like behind him, and got a warning the day before. The guy, the Baltimore catcher, in the midst of dropping a bunch of malarkeys. Did you watch that? It's a bunch of malarkey, and this is malarkey. And in the middle of his malarkeys, he said, you know, we don't have anyone that throws 97 by people. We have guys that sit there and have to spot balls and have to hit locations and move the ball in and out and keep people off the plate. And you try to do that with a curveball, and you get ejected for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's right. It was the Baltimore pitcher that got ejected, right?
Yeah.
So no one from the Red Sox got ejected?
Not yet.
After well, it's just because they're ineffective at hitting people.
Right.
I mean, you're a Major League Baseball pitcher. You should be able to hit somebody if you want to.
Well, they did go, you know, and Boston's the guy that threw at Machado's head.
That is uncalled for.
A nasty. I mean,
yeah, that is uncalled for. I mean, at that point, I'm charging the mound with a bat in my hand, me and him going at it.
You know.
And the catcher, when he runs out, he's getting one right between the eyes with the bat.
And the slide by Machado, everyone, you know, it was a dirty slide.
It wasn't a dirty slide.
He cleated him above the knee.
He went over. His foot went up over the guys. Can't
over
slide.
His knee.
Guys cannot slide anymore.
He got him in the calf. He didn't get him over.
That wasn't because he doesn't know how to slide.
It was because you slide too close to the bag anymore. They all do it. They all slide over the bag.
And then cleat the guy in the thigh.
Well, you know, should he miss? Maybe. Should he hit it? Did he hit him on purpose? I don't think so. I don't think he hit him on purpose. I think it was just a slide that went too far. So that's just me.
That's what I thought.
No, I thought it was a dirty slide.
I didn't think it was, well,
not a dirty slide, but it was a takeout slide.
Yeah, he was trying to take him out for 2. It was a double play, though. He's trying to take him out for 2, and then the ball goes. Now, maybe he should have read the ball a little better and realized there was no way that Pedroia was going to be able to turn 2. So, but at that point, you're asking a guy to make a split-second decision when he's running.
Right. Wasn't Pedroia's back to him?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't see how. You know, he wasn't taking him out. I don't think it was a dirty slide.
Well, it was going to be a double play. It was a double play ground ball.
Right.
So your mindset on first base is, I'm going to take the guy out at second, not let him turn a double play.
Absolutely.
But then the argument has been that he should have changed his mindset in the middle of the slide.
No.
It's easier said than done.
That's exactly right. So could he have moved his foot and not hit him? Maybe. I mean, that's a possibility. Maybe he could have moved his foot and not got him.
So do you leave it up to umpires to decide, yes, that was intentional, or no, it wasn't? Because that's basically was the problem yesterday is we were told to be on high alert, and he hit someone, so we tossed him instead of using common sense.
Yes, because that's just stupid. You didn't use common sense the 2 days before when guys were throwing behind people and you didn't run them. Why would you run the guy because he hangs a curveball and hits somebody on an inside pitch? Now, if it's a fastball above the shoulders, absolutely you run him.
Right, but especially with what had been going. Just yesterday, there was no reason for it.
No, there wasn't, and all that was trying to prevent something from bubbling over into an on-the-field incident that would be a black eye for baseball. That's all it was.
And what's interesting, the way they have played 8 games, tomorrow will be their 9th that those two teams play against each other already this season. But then they don't play again until September.
That makes sense. Well, thank you for scheduling our in-division rivalry at the front and back end of the season.
And that's it.
And not playing them spread out. That's why baseball's struggling.
And then, well, baseball's struggling for a lot of other reasons, but
That's one of the reasons. Because
we ranted last week on that.
Well, the rant right now is the stupid scheduling. Again, I go back to stupid scheduling. Stop with the interleague scheduling, please. Stop it. Make them play each other inside the division. And so what if you don't get a custom-made New York matchup, and you might get it in the playoffs? And can you imagine the turnout if that was the only time they played each
Well,
other
and I'm
in the playoffs?
a firm believer in if you're going to have a wild card, you have to play
Everybody has to play the same schedule.
everyone has to play the same schedule. And which means just because it's an East versus East team, you play them 25 times and you only play the West 8.
That's right.
It's ridiculous.
Then you ought to have an East, a West, and a Central wild card.
Correct.
And if you have that, then okay. But if you're going to have 2 wild cards from everybody, then everybody should have to play the same
schedule. Yep.
And that makes it fair, because it's not fair the way it is right now. It comes out unfair for somebody every year. We see it every year. Somebody got to play the winter.
And everyone always makes the thing about the interleague. Well, so-and-so got to play, the Minnesota Twins, while so-and-so had to play the Red Sox. Well, I think even more so is the unbalanced in-league schedule. That's the one that's completely unfair.
It is unfair.
Because you wind up having to play a certain team 18, 20 times.
All right, especially if 2 teams in one division are really good, and you have to play that division more than the others.
Sure.
Then
No, it's just,
you're in
and I
trouble.
totally. So fix it, get rid of the DH, play real
you
baseball.
can keep the DH. You can keep the DH.
Solve the problems.
You can keep the DH.
After all, pitchers can't hit, except for when they're in Little League, high school, and the beginning of college, but then they don't take BP for 6
All right,
years.
so let me give you one last night. I went to the softball game. We traveled to Tallahassee.
Should she be throwing 11 innings?
146 pitches. That's not too much for that. And they didn't want the Seminoles to see Gorley, because there's a real good chance we'll play them in Oklahoma
They
City.
saw her 3 weeks ago for 6 innings.
She didn't pitch.
She started that game and then,
Barnhill pitched.
no.
I think so. We'll check it out.
Barnhill pitched the 7th. Gorley pitched the first 6. And
Well,
then we
and-
scored in the bottom of the 7th, and Barnhill got the win. But they saw Gorley for 6.
Okay. Well, anyway, they didn't want her to see it then. She needed to pitch. She won't pitch the rest of this weekend to get ready for the next weekend. She won't pitch this weekend probably, unless they just need her for 1 or 2 just to throw.
10 in the third, 21 strikeouts.
21 strikeouts. But that's not the point. The point was Florida State had a double switch midway through the game because they started their senior and didn't want her to pitch a lot leading up to this weekend's tournament for them. So they took her out in the middle of the game and brought in their other pitcher. But the problem was they also took out the catcher, because apparently they have their own catcher. So they took out the catcher, and when they did, that took out their DH.
And they had
And they had back the pitcher
who had never.
who had 0, stood up there, did not take a swing.
And almost walked.
Yes, because the umpire missed
No.
2. Yeah, he did. I'm sitting there right by him. Okay.
I'm looking at it on TV.
TV's an angle that's off. The umpire, everything the umpire had been calling all night should have been the same zone.
The umpire was calling that pitch on the inside to righties, outside to lefties all night long.
Yep, and she threw 2 there, and it should have called him. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Got her out. But that was the
She didn't
point.
strike her out
She
with
didn't
a-
swing at all. So
She just stood there.
she stood there, yeah. And you almost at that point want Barnhill to run one in right there on her tricep, because she's a left-handed pitcher,
Yeah.
batting right-handed. That's a no-no. That is a definite no-no. So
What, hitting her or?
no, batting.
Oh yeah, if she's going to go stand
bat
there,
she should have stood up there
go
left-handed.
Totally.
So
agree.
with the right hand, if anything gets hit, it's the right side, not the throwing side. Didn't think that one through very well, but we didn't do it anyway. So, but we did have that discussion in the stands.
That's interesting that you brought that up. I didn't even think of it at that time, but you're absolutely right.
And so if
having a son who's a left-handed pitcher and right-handed.
And so if you're a pitcher and you're batting and that stuff happens and somebody runs one in on you, you better be batting the right way,
Right.
or
Yeah, no.
you could double end your career.
What else has been going on?
The Braves are still in last.
The Braves are still last.
But not by much.
How much time we got? Let's go. Boom, boom, boom.
Ryan Zimmerman right
Here
now.
comes-
Ryan Zimmerman right now leads the National League in all offensive category. Average.
Not all. In the
He's
American
tied.
League. Let's
no,
talk.
in National League. In the National
Boom,
League.
boom, boom. Here comes the judge. What do you think about
He
that?
is crushing the ball. 13 home runs right now.
He's the story of this year.
Yep.
He is the story. And what's funny is we were expecting it to be Sanchez.
Yep.
Yes.
I mean, we knew it was going to be a Yankee rookie. We just didn't expect it to be that one.
So they got 2 rookies there.
Have you seen the kid?
He's tall, 6'7".
He's big.
6'7", 285.
Frank Howard will be happy right now.
But he's fast.
He's
He's fast.
He's an athlete.
6'7", 285, and fast. That's pretty incredible combination of
They're
talent.
letting, according to what A-Rod said when he was here, they're letting the rookies play.
Yep.
They went and signed Matt Holliday, and I think he's now watching at it, and I don't know, I mean, we're only in May, but he's a perfect complement to the veteran in the clubhouse, kind of teaching him how to play and excited and not being the little spoil sport like a lot of those
Entitled
veterans,
Yankees were?
entitled veterans that, you're closing out your career and, and I think there's a reason why some of them get to hang around, and Holliday's not the same player he was 10 years ago,
No.
but he's good in that clubhouse and he's good on that team.
I think so, and it gives them a chance. I didn't see it coming, but that gives them a chance to.
But ultimately, it comes down to pitching, and I don't think they have it. And
Well, if you can hit, it's one way or the other. Either you can really hit, or you can really play defense, or you can really pitch it. And if you can do 2 of those 3 things pretty well, you got a chance. If you can do all 3 of them pretty well, you're a pretty good
And
chance to
if
win.
they're close in July, I mean, you'll see some trades made. The Yankees are going to go make some deals. I mean, that's going to be, if they have a chance to go to the playoffs.
it's nice. I mean, they're making their run, and you can't expect a bunch of rookies to carry. And we'll see.
Why not?
That's why they play. That's why they play 162 games, and that's why all of a sudden one year the Phillies are in first place at the end of May, and you sit there, wow, and then they wind up losing 70 out of their last 100, and they finish where we expected them to finish all along. And
But
I think,
what if they don't?
well, if they don't, they win. But the odds are they will.
I mean, for the people who watch this, you're Yankee fans right now. I mean, what do you think about Judge and Sanchez? Really, what's he hitting right now? I mean, you don't even hear about him. People aren't even talking about him.
Well, that's a good thing. It takes a lot of pressure off of him.
Yeah,
If he's not
hopefully.
playing well, if he is playing well, it still takes pressure off of him. You didn't have to carry him. You got a new guy, a new face. Everybody's wanting his story. Everybody is wanting to interview him afterwards. You go out and do your job.
And I think A-Rod's under contract for one more year if they need him.
Oh, there you go. They bring him back.
So bring him back.
Well, he's kind of busy with J-Lo right now, so I don't know if he come back.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
With J-Lo?
Oh, yeah. It's all over the news. I saw it.
Wow. Well, there you go.
A-Rod and J-Lo. They were
With
at
his
some
company,
point.
Alex Inc.
He could not, I don't know. I don't know that I'd come back for baseball then, if that's the case. I might not want to have to be away for that many games.
What else? What else is happening?
Well, I got to say, Ryan Zimmerman in the National League, he's the Triple Crown leader right now. He's tied in home runs, and he's a batting average leader and RBI leader. He has 30 RBIs.
Were like half of them in that 23-9 game? Oh no, that was Rendon.
No, that one, yeah.
That was Rendon with the. Did you see that game?
Yeah.
6 for 6, 3 home runs, 10 RBI.
But having a day.
That's not a bad month.
Yeah, it happened against the Mets.
Yep. And
I'll give you one with Syndergaard.
Syndergaard.
Here's the interesting thing with Syndergaard, with Harvey, with on and on and on and on. Ultimately, does someone in the Mets organization need to be held accountable for all these young stud arms that they have and all these young stud arms that get injured and get thrown out for the season?
They're pitching in New York. It's cold.
So then you treat it that way. It's cold in Chicago, in Boston, in Philadelphia, not in Toronto.
No.
Or Seattle.
Or Seattle.
Yeah.
Well, in Seattle, it's cold now.
Well, they have,
Isn't it?
They're not in the dome anymore. They're
In the
outside.
Kingdom? No,
they're out. Yeah, yes, cold.
It's cold in Seattle. No, but Seattle's never cold.
Yeah.
It's rainy.
Always
It
rain.
rains all the time. That's what we need here in Gainesville, some rain.
Hopefully we get
No,
some-
but my point is, so you treat them accordingly. It's either the doctor, it's either the pitching coach, it's either the manager. Somewhere along the line, someone has to be held accountable for
Why?
the Mets pitch because
What can you do? How can you predict when an arm's going to go?
Yeah, no, and it's
I'm asking-
basically because
I'm asking you a
they're
question.
all these max effort guys, and
What would
we've
you
talked
do?
about that.
How can you make that any different?
No, and that's where you can't have that many max effort guys.
But
Because-
but you can have that many max effort guys because then if two of them go
Praises
down,
your pitching staff.
yeah, if two of them go down, then you still got 2 more right behind them that come up. I mean, if that's going to be your philosophy of pitching, that you're just going to have other studs in the bullpen ready to go that are going to run them up.
I just realized when we had not, you ran the clock backwards today. It's
No, I
going in the
didn't.
wrong direction.
No, it's not. I don't think. No,
44, 45, 46. It's not going 46,
But
45, 44.
Syndergaard,
it's going to get to 15 minutes.
Right, we got 9 seconds.
That's all.
We're going to be back.
card show this weekend in Jacksonville, Ramada and Mandarin, 9 to 3. This weekend, May the 6th. So come see me. I'll be there.
All right.
And we have Beast Feast. Wild Beast Feast.
And Daryl Strawberry right after your show.
Right.
You'll be at both places.
I'll be at both places
Come
on
meet
Saturday.
Bob,
Come meet
either
Bob.
in Jacksonville, Gainesville. He'll be touring the state.
Yep.
We'll be right back.
Take care.